Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Welcome to Econo Talk at UiTM Lendu, where we break down economic topics in a fun, relatable way. Today, I will interview my fellow friends from UiTM Lendu to discuss two important but super relevant topics: consumer behavior and economic distribution. Let's get right into it. First up, we have got Faris, a diploma in business studies student who got a good handle on how consumer behave.
Sekejap. Pertama sekali aku kena cari diorang dulu. Korang dah ready ke? Jom follow aku.
Faris, kau nak pergi mana? Aku nak interview kau kat sini.
Takkanlah kat sini, nampak macam tak smart dah sini.
Dekat sini je lah.
Aduh, why lah. Okey lah.
Now we get Faris. Let's introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Muhammad Faibakur Rahman bin Mazambi. I'm from Diploma in Business Studies.
Now, Faris will explain us about consumer behavior and economic distribution.
Okay, thanks Zul. Well, let's start with consumer behavior. It's basically how people spend their money, about what to buy, when to buy and how much to spend. It answers questions like how some people buy branded item while other people buy cheaper alternative. Why do people wait for sale and some people buy in bulk? It's all come down to how we try to get the most satisfaction and utility from the money we have. This kind of behavior, the business can shape their business to respond their inflation, trend or even social media, and they can price their product. Now, on the other side, there is a economic distribution. It's all about how some people get income and wealth across shared society. Some people earn money, receive rent, interest and profit depending on their role on the economy. But here the thing, not everyone get an equal piece of the pie. In countries like Thailand, for example, there are major gap between rural and urban income, and big chunk some workforce does not have stable earning. That's why understanding this concept, they help us to see the bigger picture, how some people get some income and some people other are left behind, and what can be done to create a more balanced economy. That's all for me.
Yeah, like how some of us are broke but still buy bubble tea like it's essential. There is actually a reason behind that, right?
Exactly. That's what behavior economists try to explain.
Alright, that's it. And thanks Faris for explaining us about consumer behavior and economic distribution. Now for the next part, I have to find Zahin.
Meanwhile,
Mana Zul ni? Kat mana dia ni? Ya Allah, kata nak jumpa sini. Kat mana dia ni? Tak tahulah. Ish. Ya Allah. Sini lah.
a few moments later.
Boom, here I am. Sorry Zahin for the late. Now we already got Zahin and he will explain us about economic distribution. Now, let him introduce himself. Zahin.
Thanks, Zul. And my name is Muhammad Zahin Naim bin Zahid and I'm from Diploma in Banking. So, I will explain about economic distribution. In simple terms, this is about how income is divided among the four main factors of production: land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. Each one get a reward. Land earn rent, labor earn wages, capital get interest, and entrepreneur take profit. Sound fair, right? But in reality, it's not always equal. Let's look at the real world example. Thailand, for example. Even though Thailand is considered an upper middle income country, more than 16% of workers there in the informal sector. That means they don't have steady job, consistent income, or any real job protection. It's a huge part of the workforce just getting by day to day. Now here the shocking part. The richest 10% in Thailand own more than 50% of country wealth. That's a serious income gap. And this isn't just about salaries. Land price in major cities like Bangkok are crazy high. So rent goes up, the cost of living raise, but wages in rural area don't catch up. This creates an uneven playing field. The economy may be growing overall, but the benefit aren't reached everyone fairly. So when we talk about economic distribution, we're not just looking at the number. We're looking at whether people have access to opportunity, fair wages, and affordable living. And clearly, there's still a lot of work to be done to make that happen, not just in Thailand, but in many parts of the world.
Wow. So even if the economy grows, not everyone actually benefits?
Exactly. That's where inequality becomes a serious issue, especially when costs rise but income don't.
Now, thanks Zahim for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Now, who I should interview? Azri. Now, we got Azri here. Let him introduce himself. My name is Azri. I'm from Diploma in Banking. Now, Azri will help us understand what does microeconomics says about how people spend their money. Alright, so in microeconomics, we talk a lot about utility, which just means satisfaction. There's total utility, the overall satisfaction from consuming something, and marginal utility, the extra satisfaction from one extra unit. Now, there's something called the law of diminishing marginal utility. Basically, the more you consume, the less satisfaction you get from each additional unit. For example, first plate of fried chicken, amazing. Second plate, still good. Third one, you're probably regretting it already. True, so basically we are always trying to balance what we spend with how much happiness we get. Exactly. That's where what we call consumer equilibrium, spending smart to maximize satisfaction. Now, for the next one, I think I have to find Zarit. Zarit? 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 Now we got Zarit here. But first, let him introduce himself.
Hello, and my name is Zare, and I'm from Diploma in Public Administration from UiTM Lendo.
Now, let's hear from Zarit, who is from the Public Administration program. He got some interesting ideas about how policies can help fix income inequality.
What kind of policy can actually make a difference? Great question. There are few proven strategies from other countries. In Germany, they introduced a minimum wage and encouraged strong labor union that help reduce the income gap. Australia adjusts its minimum wage every year to keep up with inflation. Singapore invests in affordable housing to make rent manageable. Other possible policies include universal basic income (UBI), profit sharing, where companies give part of their profit to employees, rent control, and lastly, wage transparency so workers know if they're being treated fairly.
Honestly, if Malaysia adopted some of these, especially UBI or wage transparency, it could really help students and low-income families.
Absolutely. The right policy can create a long-term change, not just for the economy, but for the rakyat.
Thanks, Zarit, for joining me. And now we are in the end of the segment. Thank you so much, everyone, and that was a great discussion. Let's wrap up what we have learned today, consumer behavior shows how we make decisions based on satisfaction. And the second one is economic distribution help us understand who gets what and who left behind. And with the right government policies, we can reduce inequality and create a fairer system. At the end of the day, economy isn't just about theory or charts. It's about how we live, how we earn, and how we share. And thanks for joining us on Econo Talk at UiTM Lendu. I'm your host Zulkarnain. Until the next time, stay smart and stay kind. I have to find Zahid.
After
Stop it. Get some help.